Katakshakirana chante Namanmohabdhaye namaha Anantananda Krishnaya Jaganmangalamurtaye Ahamasmi sada bhami Kadachin ahamapriyaha Brahmaivahamatassiddham Satchidananda Lakshanam. The 25th verse. Nahi nana swarupam syat Yekam vastu kadachana Tasmadakanda yevasmi Vijahat jagatim vidham. So, Satchidananda, these three words, so even though they are different words, but all the three of them are important words. They don't reveal three different things, but about the same thing, one vastu, ekam vastu. Vastu means what is real. So what is ekam vastu? What is one thing? And that one thing which is real, vastu, is revealed by three different words. All the three words are important. As I told you, Satchid Ananda, when you say Ananda, the meaning of the word Ananda is not bliss. It is limitlessness. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahman. Because the word Satyam, we are using known words for conveying something that is unlike anything known. Understand this? So we are using known words for revealing something which is unlike anything known to us. So Sat is a known word coming from the root As Dhatu, so in the sense of existence. And we use the word Sat, anything, the flower is Sat, means is. So thus anything that exists is all right. That's how we use the word is, exists. But then here we retain the word meaning, the root meaning of the word existence. At the same time, our understanding of the word is in the sense of relative existence. Anything that has a certain form, quality, etc. Like this flower is now, is destroyed. There is a particular flower, what is called flower. If all the petals are removed, then the flower is destroyed. And so thus we understand by the word is anything that exists in time with a certain attribute. Therefore we say flower means it must have the flowerness. So it has a form, it has got certain components. If all these are together, then we say it is a flower. Flower is. Suppose the petals are removed, then you can't say the flower is anymore, the one object flower consisting of many petals and pollen and stamen, etc. So all these are separated, then there is no flower. But still something else is. The petal is. So again, what I say that generally the word is used for a particular thing. The word exists, it exists. The existence is always understood as something that is existing with certain attributes. Now we retain the root meaning of the word, which is existence, and then remove the limitations, the relative existence, so that the word existence means by what? By saying Anantam, Anandam. When you say Anandam, it is definitely not, if it is bliss, we don't understand what it is, it becomes another third thing. Satyam will remain ordinary Satyam. Therefore, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma, otherwise called Satchid, Anandam, Brahma, both are identical. So, Anantam, when you say it is limitless, Antam na vidyate. Anantamiti, that which has no antam, that which is free from any limit, time-wise limit, space-wise limit, attribute-wise limit. So that which doesn't have these threefold limitations that this flower has, so exists like the flower, but at the same time doesn't exist as the flower exists. The flower exists in the form, with a name, and again that is called attribute. Then again in time and place. So at this time, at this place it exists. So remove the time, place and the attribute existence, then you get Anantam Satyam. That Anantam Satyam, to get that alone, we use the word Anantam. Without the Anantam, Satyam means Brahman also becomes one of the things. Then nothing is revealed. Therefore, so in the Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, in the definition, Anantam is a very important word. So that really brings out what type of Satyam it is. Similarly, Jnanam, if you say knowledge of this particular thing, then again knowledge of flower. So knowledge of flower is definitely knowledge of table, knowledge of chair. Or Janati iti Jnanam, if you say the knower is Jnanam, then known is not Jnanam. And so again, knowledge, if you say that knowledge, what knowledge it is, flower knowledge, etc., or object of knowledge, Jnayate iti Jnanam, if you say, then in the karma, in the sense of object, then also, then the object alone is Jnanam, not the knower and the knowledge. And therefore, so Anantam Jnanam, which also Satyam, whichever is, and therefore it can only be pure awareness. It is neither knower, nor it is known, nor it is knowledge. It is something that is common, the invariable in all the three, that is what is called Satyam, and which is Jnanam, which is awareness. Anantam, the word, is very important for understanding so what is Satyam, what is Jnanam. Now suppose, so therefore if you say Anantam, limitless knowledge, limitless existence, then you can understand what is Brahman. Suppose I say Brahman is existence, knowledge, bliss. Think of that. So now you will say, Swamiji, I know Brahman, but then how to experience bliss? That will be the trip. Now, suppose I tell you there is such a thing as Atma bliss, how will you know? I told you in the beginning, how will you know Atma bliss? Suppose ice cream bliss is there, chocolate bliss is there, then there are many other forms, music bliss is there, rock bliss is there, rock bliss is there, roll bliss, rock and roll. So rock bliss is there, roll bliss is there. So there are varieties of bliss, breakdance bliss is there. So varieties of bliss these days. Now what kind of bliss? No, this is none of them. Then what bliss is that? This is Atma bliss. Now naturally Brahman bliss, it is a supreme bliss. And naturally, suppose you experience some supreme bliss, you have to work for it. And suppose you wait for it, some supreme bliss is experienced. How do you know this is the bliss of Brahman? How do you know? How do you know? Brahman bliss does not talk. Brahman bliss will not, Brahman that is bliss will not talk. Do you know now? I am Brahman bliss. So now you have come. All these days you were finding bliss elsewhere. That is not bliss. This alone is bliss. Now you have come. I am Brahman. Bliss will not talk. In fact, you will be blissed out. You will not, the Brahman with bliss will not talk to you. And therefore, so again after coming back from that bliss, anyway the world is going to get you. So when you come back out of that bliss, then you will ask, what was that bliss? Then again you have to come to the Swami. Then I have to say what? So that bliss is Brahman. I have to say that. That bliss is Brahman. Again you have to interpret that bliss. Now how can it be Brahman, the question? I say that Anantam, that bliss is Anantam. It is not bliss, it is Anandam there, Anantam. Limitlessness is the meaning of the word. Anandam can be bliss, but then here bliss can be Ananda, but Anandam as Satchidananda is not bliss. Therefore existence, knowledge, bliss is not proper translation. Understand? And you take any book, it will be existence, knowledge, bliss. Therefore they don't understand. You will get bliss. When everything goes away, you will get bliss. Lastly, if all the thoughts have gone away, then you will get bliss. That will be the teaching. And that teaching means you have to wait for it all your lifetime, and another lifetime, and another lifetime, and another lifetime, and another lifetime, until when Swami Dayananda comes and tells Anandam is not bliss, it is limitless. Really, Satyam it is. And therefore, so better you right now, you get it right away. Don't wait for another Dayananda to come. May come, may not come, I tell you. And therefore, so Satyam Jnanam Anantam means it is limitlessness, it is not bliss. It is blissful ignorance that makes people are translated. They do not know anything about what they talk about. And therefore, so this Anantam, Satyam Jnanam Anantam, that Anantam, the word, is nothing but limitlessness, which is experienced in ice cream bliss. Understand? In chocolate bliss. In all bliss, Swiss chocolate bliss. And therefore, so naturally, so in that bliss, whatever you experience, any bliss, anywhere I tell you, is nothing but the fullness experienced. There is only one bliss. And that is fullness, that is limitlessness. Absence of self-isolation is what is called happiness, which is Advaitam, which is Makaranda, which is the nectar. And therefore, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam here, Anandam, are not three words. All the three of them indicate only one thing. They are not three adjectives qualifying an object. Understand? Therefore he says, so nahi nana swarupam syad ekam vastu kadachana. One vastu cannot have so three different status, he says. Ekam vastu nana swarupam syad. It cannot have differentiated nature. One vastu, what is real, cannot have three different things. It is only one thing, it is vastu. If vastu also has got three different parts, then we have to find out what is the vastu. Enjoying these qualities, it will become another object requiring another substance. And therefore, what is irreducible cannot have attributes. That irreducible is Satyam, is Jnanam, is Anantam. It's a beautiful communicative language it is. It is not something which is mystic. There is nothing mystic about it. And therefore, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, see, these three words are not mere words, they are. So the words lose their content, their status of words and still convey. And that is, the words are meant to convey. But here, the words are not simple words as they are, because qualifying each other, they reveal something else. Satyam retaining its meaning, Jnanam retaining its meaning, so it becomes limitless. Why? Because its meaning is limited, but it becomes limitless because of that very meaningful word with which, so this has, so along with that it has got what they call, in the same syntax, it is an apposition with the word Anantam. Satyam, Jnanam, in the same, falling in the same syntax of a sentence. So these two words are in apposition, not opposition. In apposition A, in apposition with Anantam, and that appositional position of the Anantam, so with Satyam and Jnanam, make Satyam Jnanam tick. Understand? And therefore, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, the three words are not adjectives. They point out only one vastu, and therefore Satyam, Jnanam, they imply only one vastu, and therefore Nahi Nana Swarupam Syad Ekam Vastu Kadachana. Tasmat, therefore, Akhanda Evasmi Vijahad Jagatim Bidam. So Bidam, the difference that obtains in the world such as knower known knowledge. So Jagadim Bidam, belonging to the Jagat, such as knower known knowledge. So the known the world, knowledge of the world, the knower me. These three Bidam, the difference. Vijagat, giving up. So only one thing that is there, Akhanda Evasmi. So Vijagat Jagatim Bidam. So giving up all the differences such as knower known knowledge. What is there? That Akhanda, Akhandaha means Khandarahitaha, free from any type of division. That non-dual, Eka Vastu alone, Jagadim Bidam Vijagat, Aham Asmi, I am. Thus, he says now, so he himself says now, Aham Asmi, that Aham Asmi iti. So this is the knowledge of the Shastra. So what was originally said, Ata Siddham Aham Brahma Satchidananda Lakshanam, that he is now, it is established because he feels that he has covered all the possible objections to the fact that I am Brahman. Means he has met with all the objections. That means, so that Aham Brahman is now completely acquitted from all accusations against Brahman being myself. That is acquittal is necessary. So in the court of our thinking, so it is, I am the judge. I am the judge. I am the argumentator also. And therefore, I argue against myself and I find myself completely beaten. Then I can say, Akhanda Evasmi. I am the Akhanda means non-dual, Brahman, Ahamasmi. Further, he says now, from summing up, lastly, Parokshada Paricheda Shabalya Poha Nirmalam Tadasiti Gira Laksham Ahameka Rasamaha. It should be Tadasi, not Tadasi. So, Tadasiti Gira Laksham Ahameka Rasamaha. Okay, now, Parokshata Paricheda Shabalya Poha Nirmalam Tadasiti Gira Laksham Ahameka Rasamaha. Now, therefore, he says, here brings in this one sentence again, this particular verse, we can have another camp on this verse alone. Okay? So, but if I finish it, then I will run out of matter for next camp. And so, I'll keep this here. So, Parokshada, that means I'm going to be around for some time. So, it looks like that. So, anyway, Parokshada Paricheda Shabalya Poha Nirmalam Tadasiti Gira Laksham Aham Ekarasam Maha. So, he says, there are there is one, the whole Vedanta is reduced to one sentence. Tat Tvam Asi. Tat Brahma Tvam Asi. Brahman is looked upon, not looked upon. Is revealed by the Shastra that it is Jagat Karanam, it is Sarvajnam, Sarva Karanam Brahma. It is Sarvajnam, Sarva Karanam, the omniscient and the cause for everything. And now, if that is Brahman, how can I be Brahman? I am only Alpajnaha. I am limited in my knowledge, I am limited in my power, I am bound by the laws in the creation, I cannot transgress the laws unless I pray for it. And so if it is a live wire and I am not insulated against shock, and I will earth and I will go to earth. And so this is a fact, and therefore, so I have to go by the laws in the world. I cannot transgress the laws. If this is the truth about me, how can I be Jagat Karanam Brahma? How can I be the omniscient Brahman, which is omnipotent, etc.? How can I be? This is the question, which is, I am individual, he is someone who is, I am individual with limited powers, Jnana, Kriya, Shakti, all of them limited powers, whereas the Lord is, so all these powers are limitless. Jnana in terms of knowledge, in terms of his wishes, all the wishes are fulfilled wishes for him. In the sense, he has no demands. He is full. He is Purnaha, Asangaha. Vairagya, for him, dispassion is total. Like this, Bhagavan, when you say, all virtues are infinite in him. If that is so, how can I be that Brahman? How can I be that Brahman, the cause for the creation? He says that is true. You cannot be. You cannot be if that Brahman is Sarvajna, you are Alpajna. But suppose the Alpajnatvam, the limited knowledge, and Sarvajnatvam, the omniscience, that both the omniscience and Alpajnatvam are due to a standpoint, not in reality, then there is identity. That is why Tat Tvamasiti. So the Shruti says, that Brahman, the very Shruti, which says Brahman is Jagat Karanam, that thou what? It says. That means what? That means, in spite of Brahman being omniscient, in spite of your being not omniscient, and not only omniscient, we cannot even spell the word omniscient, okay? We can spell the word omniscient, so that is our problem, Alpajnatvam. So when he is omniscient, I am not omniscient, then the Shruti accepts that. Accepting that, it says you are Brahman, therefore there is Lakshyate. something is lakshyate, one vastu, something is implied there. There is something that is identity, some identity is there, but then it is not identity in a certain samanya, So all human beings are human beings. If we say from the standpoint of human being, there is universality. Is it something like that, universality? Brahman is something, and Atma also has got, individual also has got Jnana Ichcha Shakti. Brahman also has got Jnana Ichcha Shakti, and therefore, so you have got small virtues in a small measure. The Lord has got virtues in absolute measure. Therefore, there is something samanya, there is something universal. At the same time, there is difference. Human beings are the same, but dragon in the white house, you are in the black house. And so why this difference? He is also a human being, but he is different. So he is the president. He can bless the whole world. He has got all intelligence. So president being all what he is, so his tentacles of intelligence all over, and therefore he gets more information. Even when the other governments do not know what's happening in their countries, and this fellow knows. And thus with the CIA to boot, he has got a lot of all knowledge, all intelligence, and he's all powerful, he's all pervasive. With the satellites, he watches everything. And so everything he watches all right, he's all powerful. And to destroy the world, he has to only bless the world. He is Srishtikarta, Stitikarta, and Sthiti also. He sends money, wheat and rice to everybody. And thus he sustains the world, he can blast the world. All that he is Srishti Sthiti Layakarta. And only thing is, he has to stand for election. But then, so there is a only thing. That is the only problem. Otherwise, he thought he's a local Bhagavan he will become. But then, so, he's only a 4-year term. Then naturally, Anityam Asukam Lokam, that is established anyway. And so, anyway, so this is his, all are human beings, but still he is different. Is this kind of the non-identity you are talking about? We are all human beings, all are equal, some are more equal than others. Is it like that or what? So please tell me, what is this? All are equal like, so do you say all are human beings, all have anatomies, but each anatomy is different. All have minds, each mind is different. So is it like that you say? Brahman also has got Jnana Ichcha Kriya Shakti. You also have got Jnana Ichcha Kriya Shakti. Only thing is you are under the Shakti, and he has all the Shaktis under his command. What is it? What is the difference? What is the identity? Tatu Tvamasi. How is that? He says that is Paroksha. So Brahman is looked upon, is Tat Tvamasi. Tat means what? It is that Brahman. That Brahman which is not yet understood by me, who is Sarvajnam, which is Sarvakaranam, which is omniscient, etc. I cannot figure out what is omniscience. All that I can learn is how to spell the word omniscience. Maximum. And so my omniscience, all omniscience means what? With my limited knowledge, I cannot think of omniscience also. And therefore, so how can I be Brahman? I can't even conceive omniscience. I can't spell the blessed word. Where is the question of omniscience? I do not know what all things are there first to think of omniscience. I do not know. He knows everything means what are the things are there, I don't know. Even in my own anatomy, what are all things that are there? First thing, I have not studied anatomy. Even the people who have studied anatomy, even those fellows do not really know all things that are there in the anatomy. And therefore, any one subject matter is still a problem. So it is not complete. Nobody has the last word. And therefore, how can I be the omniscient? I can't even think of omniscience. But still you say Tattvamasi. How is that? He says that Brahman, which is Paroksha, who is something unknown to you as omniscient, as omnipotent, as the Sarvakaranam, as Ishvara, the Lord, the one who is unknown to you, that is Paroksha. Now you are what? You are Aparoksha. You are someone who has got limited knowledge, limited something. This is Aparoksha, myself. Now he says, this limited knowledge and the remoteness of Brahman, the remoteness Tat is gone. Here also I am here. Iti, I am this much alone. This body is mind is body, mind, me. And they have certain limitations, and those limitations are my limitations. So these two things are there. The Lord and the individual are related like a wave and ocean, and therefore wave is limited. Ocean is God for the wave, And so they are related, equal status of reality. Now, if both are, that's the only thing that is there, then there is no question of any identity. All that we can talk about is some similarity. Some similarity, certain common features are there. We can't talk about identity. But suppose wave is but water, ocean is but water. The wave that thinks I'm a wave, ocean is ocean, mighty ocean, I'm only a wave, born mortal, sandwiched between two waves, I am useless. Like this wave who thinks can be enlightened. By a wave that comes from the Indian Ocean, it can be enlightened. And that says, yea, that you are, that is what is the scripture. Indian Ocean means, so this teaching that says, Tat Tvamasi, that ocean you are. How come that ocean I am? How can I be that ocean, mighty ocean, whose end I don't see at all, whose depths I know not at all? I know not my own depth, where is the question of? So the ocean's depth, I cannot know what it is all about, and therefore, how can I be that ocean unless the statement means something else? What does it mean? It says, the wave has its reality. The ocean as well as has its reality. Ocean also has its reality in only one thing. Would you know what is that? H2O. Satchit Ananda. And therefore, so both of them have their being in one thing, that is water. Therefore, you can nicely say, oh wave, you are ocean. In fact, you have to say you are ocean only. And then only the whole thing, we have to give up the limitation, so that you think that I am limited, the notion you give up. That the Lord is limitless, that you give up that. Then you see what is common, the reality. That is indeed Brahman. And the reality, then what about the other two? The other two becomes mithya. Ocean, there is no such thing as ocean. You understand water. After having understood water, you try to find out an ocean other than water. Come on. You go into the ocean and find out something other than water, a ocean. Find out. You cannot find out. You know water. Try to find out ocean other than water. You cannot find out. Where is ocean? That is called mithya. Don't get into the ocean, okay? And so thinking, that is all mithya. There is only water. You are finished. But who is finished? Not Brahman. You will be finished. Means, so body, mind, the life, etc. That goes. That ocean is capable of that. That is a reality. Understand? So you have a certain reality. Ocean has a certain reality. What is that? The truth is water, but the ocean is mithya. In ocean you can navigate. The wave also is water. A drop of water also is water. And so one drop, I can't say ocean. It's not that somebody is shedding oceans. If somebody sheds oceans, then we will all be drowned, I tell you. So now we are only drowned in sorrow, but we will be drowned in ocean too. But then nobody sends that the drops oceans. But then this drop, the drop of water is nothing but water, as ocean is water. One is total, the wave is, so there a particular form name, there is an individuality, that is called wave. Common thing, what matters is water, okay? What matters, what counts, what is to be reckoned with, that is only water. Then afterwards, it's a question of recognizing what else is there. So water is there, what else is there? Wave is there, waves are there. Similar, like me, there are so many other waves are there, and all of them have their being in ocean. This is what else? That else is nothing but water. Understand? Else is nothing but water. Water is not else. Water is not else. Water is water. But then they have that being in water. This is what they call Satyam Mithya. This is exactly Tadasiti Gira Lakshyam. So Tadasiti Tattvamasi iti that thou art iti Gira Lakshyam. So giving up the difference such as Paroksha, Aparoksha, Shabalyam. Shabalyam is, so the qualifications, such as here, it is here that is the limited power, limitless knowledge, limitless knowledge, all these paroksha, that is remote, the Lord is remote, in the sense not known to me, but whereas I am myself known to me. Thus, this paroksha, all these giving up from the Tattvamasi, Tattva-tvamiti in this. So, Tatpada, the word that implies one thing, the reality, that is Brahman Satyam Jnanam Anantam Advitiyam. Tvam, the word you, also implies the same meaning, Satchidanandam. Therefore, so Tadasiti Gira Lakshyam Aham Ekarasam Manaha. Lakshyam means, so what is Lakshanaya Uktam? So what is said by Lakshana, by implication, what is said, that Ishvara, that Lord you are. Definitely, the Lord you are, when it is said, it is not as you know now. It is not that Lord is you, so you think that you are an individual. You are not told, oh individual, you are the Lord. It is not so. So that, what is that Lord you are when I say, so that Lord which is Brahman, which is everything, is indeed you, the same Brahman, which is everything, which is also with reference to one body and mind, individual. Therefore, what counts is Satyam, the truth. And the truth is Brahman. Therefore, Aham Ekarasam Mahaha. I am one and the same. Ekarasam, one and the same. Not homogeneous. One and the same. There is no genus or anything here. So I am homogeneous. It's a nice word, mouthful. Always we go in for mouthful words. So I am one and the same. There is no difference between Jiva and Ishvara that counts. There is a difference that doesn't count much. And that is the only difference. Therefore, what the difference doesn't count really. In life, I am full Brahman. What difference? The difference is in only as an individual I am limited. So I am limitless, enjoying some limited powers. No problem. No problem. Then only I can play with that. And so if I have got limitless powers, I can't do anything. I told you, I sympathize with God, I told you. He doesn't have fun. Because if he knows everything. I told you, he is omniscient, he is omnipotent, and therefore he always reminds us he has no fun. We have got fun. Because there is something that is known to us, which is good enough to keep us going. And there are a lot of things which are not known to us, so that we can explore and have those puzzles solved. And thus we can enjoy. Generations of generations can come, and still there will be matter to do research. And so it's fun. God gave all the fun to us. He doesn't have any fun. And he doesn't have any fun. And why? Because he is omniscient, he knows everything. What can he do? No problem to solve. No quarrel. Nothing. Nothing. He has nothing. He has got no situations to meet with. Everything he is, all omniscient. I always sympathize with God, I tell you. He doesn't have the fun I have. And therefore, so this is the difference between that Lord and you. You have some limited powers, that is why you are great. Only we can say that. Anyway, so I can say this and get away with it. Think of that. Upashanta Jagat Jiva Sishyacharya Brahmam Swatasiddham Anadyantam Paripurnam Aham Mahaha. So he says, now everything, all right. Now at least I thought you will leave at least one thing you will leave. One duality you will leave. What? So Jiva and Ishvara, we have swallowed that also. First I thought you will leave only one duality. All other dualities are resolved. Jiva and Ishvara, individual and God. That also was swallowed in the previous sentence. Okay. In order to know this, at least we will have one duality. That is what? Shishya and Acharya. Acharya is teacher. Shishya is what? So student. So Shishya Acharya. Student teacher. This will be there. Okay? This will be there. Yeah, this will be there. How long? There is a permanent. Some people say a teacher is a permanent teacher. They say that. Even after death he is a teacher, it seems. And what did he teach while he was alive? I don't understand. And so, after death he is a teacher. I said there is an organization on that. I tell you. So it's a huge organization. There are a lot of people on this trip. And even after death, the teacher hangs around and he's so possessive of these disciples, he doesn't want them to go anywhere else. And therefore, once you are stuck with a teacher, you are stuck with the same teacher. And then what he does? He goes on teaching you. He goes on teaching you, and you are permanent student. What for? I don't understand. So the student, permanent students, what for? You are a student in order to be a student. Become what? To become teacher. Teacher. It's something like, you are a permanent child. You never grow an adult. So what for this body? Permanent child. Baby born, always baby. So all the time baby. That is why they call you also baby. So this all the time baby. What for, I say? What for is that? Even no mother will have a baby, I tell you. So all the parents think that, a few years, then they will all be up and gone, no problem. And therefore, they enjoy the children because they know that they will all grow and they will all become independent. They all can become friends like. So that's exactly what they want. They don't want the children to be children all the time. No teacher wants the student to be a student all the time. He wants the student to be a teacher, I say. So if I know and I teach you, you should be able to teach the same thing. That's how it is. Otherwise, what will happen? Teacher alone knows. Student is always a student. That means what? There will be no other teacher. No other. That is not the way. Every son becomes a father. Every daughter becomes a mother. And therefore, means every daughter means every mother is a daughter, at least. Every daughter may not become mother. Every mother is a daughter. Every father is a son. And similarly, so every teacher was a student. And therefore, all the students, you are a student in order to, you may not become a teacher, but then if you know what it is, when somebody asks, so if you decide to say, then will you become a teacher? It's not that you should go around like Swami Dayananda, and then whether they like it or not, you go on teaching. And so that's not you need not be. Need not be. That is my prarabdha. And so that is different. That is why I have got my own prarabdha. My own karma is there. And therefore I am stuck with you. There is no question. That is my prarabdha. I enjoy it anyway. I enjoy it and I enjoy you. But that's a different thing. That's a different thing. That doesn't mean you should also do the same thing like me. Hopping from place to place. There is no necessity for that. And so somebody asks you, and you are, by your own right, you are a teacher. A teacher doesn't require to have 1 million students. There is no necessity. One-to-one teacher, that's enough. You have got one person whom you told only once one sentence, that is enough. If that can trigger off that fellow, make him think you have done it, I tell you, you have become a teacher. He cannot, suppose you have made a statement which goes at the right time. At the right time you made the right sentence. At the right time you made the right sentence. Then that goes home. And afterwards that fellow is different. He can't be the same. He has got to take that sentence seriously. And now, naturally, and it is desirable too. And therefore, you have changed that person, and you have become a guru for that fellow. You have become a teacher, and if you can teach all the way down, that is the greatest thing that one can do. And therefore, a teacher is a teacher, no doubt. A father is a father, no doubt father. That particular relationship doesn't change. But he himself has become a father. Son has become a father now. And therefore, so even though he's still dad, all right, but then the relationship is different. It becomes more a friendship than a teacher-student. The teacher-student is only so for the vyavahara, but then there is a certain friendliness also involved in it. Why? Because, well, the teacher knows he has taught his student, and therefore he knows that he is complete. So what is the big difference there? And in fact, even before he taught him, he knows that fellow is complete. That's why he said Tattvamasi. Otherwise he can't say that. Even before he knew that he was complete. That's why he said, you are the whole, you are free, you are complete. Who can say that? Only a teacher of Vedanta can say that. And therefore, so at least the Sishyacharya is stuck. This is somehow, it is a particular institution, an organization. And that organization says, so even dead, the teacher is around to teach you. I can't understand this. He says, no, even this, I am a disciple, you are a teacher, even this is silly, he says. Even this is another delusion. There is no teacher, there is no student, there is no, all that is there is an Akhanda Param Brahma. The whole alone is there. Everything is mithya. Everything mithya means, understand? You must understand all the way. When there was a king, understand what it is. There was a king, and he had to support, in India, you know, he had to support all the traditions. A lot of musicians will be there in his court. So they are supported. That way he supports them. He pays them. He keeps them. They are called Asthana Vidwans. And he had also acharyas, teachers. So there was a Dvaita Acharya, there was an Advaita Acharya. There is an Acharya, a teacher, who always says, God is God, world is word, you are, everything is different. Means, so he confirms what we already know. What we already know, he confirms. God is God, dog is dog, so you can't reverse it. And so, and therefore, so that you can never reverse it. And so dog can never become God. Dog is dog, God is God. So like this, so everything is different. This is that fellow's philosophy. In India, we have got this Hare Krishna, and from there only it has come here. So Hare Krishna has its roots in India, even though it has undergone some change, but it's still the same thing. You are, he is, she is, it is, everything is gold, gold is gold, this silver is silver, copper is copper, all different types of matter, each one is different, there is nothing common. You don't require physics for it anyway. You don't require physics. Gold is gold, silver is silver, there is nothing common. Do you require physics for it? No. Simple perceptual physics is enough. So this is metal, that much is enough. You don't require any physics for that. Nuclear physics, etc., you don't require all that. But it takes to know that there is an equation between matter and energy. So one can become the other. For this necessarily you require a lot of knowledge to understand that equation. They spend a lot of time and thinking to come up with that equation. Understand that energy is equal to, so matter is not an ordinary equation, it is a great equation for which they had to struggle hard, and generations of thinking has gone behind that equation. It's not an ordinary thing. And similarly, if there is something that is common, which is called Advaita, so that has to come from, that has to be discovered, and well, there is a tradition of teaching. That is what we call Vedanta, which is Advaita. There is a teacher. Then there are Dvaita Sampradaya is there, so these fellows also are there in the court. And so the king had to listen to both of them, otherwise he will be partial. So he listened to both of them. Even though he listened to both of them, his heart is only in Advaita, not in Dvaita. Nobody's heart is in Dvaita. If you want an object, until you get the object, there is Dvaita. So isolation. You are interested only in absence of isolation. Nobody's heart is in Dvaita, everybody's heart is in Advaita only. And naturally, so this king was showing some kind of he showed more interest in that teacher, and the other fellow really felt it, that he is reluctant to listen to me. I say everything, God is God, God is Kalyana. So God is in Vaikuntha and Lakshmi is massaging his feet, etc. So when he tells all that, so all these Puranas, Kurma Purana, Padma Purana, all that he tells, and then Raja generally goes to sleep. And when Vedanta is taught, the Raja is very alert, his ears are all pricked, and then he's sitting there very alert. And so the Dvaita fellow had a jealousy. And so naturally, because he's Dvaitin anyway, and therefore jealousy will be there. Jealousy will be there. Dvaita will create jealousy. And so Dvaitin became a jealous fellow, and he was waiting for an opportunity to teach. He is convinced that everything is Dvaita, because that is what he is everywhere. He is very well convinced. And he has got a logic to support that. Now, this is what they call Pratikula Tarka, or his own school Anukula Tarka. To establish Dvaita, he has got a Tarka, an analysis, which is very helpful to him. And so, and he has not met with another fellow who can break his thinking. And so, now he subjects himself to that. So he is so indoctrinated, he refuses to think. And that Dvaitin, well, was waiting for a chance. the king and his retinue went from the capital of the kingdom to another city, very important city, for a big function. The king went. On the way, they had to pass through a forest. As they were walking, so of course the king was on a chariot, and as the whole retinue was moving, and do you know what? There was on the way there was a huge elephant, a tusker, wild elephant. A wild elephant you should never deal with. So you should run away from that. But because wild elephant doesn't know what this man is, and because he doesn't know how to deal with a man. When he sees a man walking on two legs, the elephant thinks that this fellow is a strange creature, and then comes and then it has got with a trunk that it throws the fellow up, and then when he comes down, puts the foot on, and that is the end. This fellow goes smash. So this is what the wild elephant does, and so everybody knows that. Now, do you know when the elephant was there, the first one to see the elephant was this Advaitin, this non-dual teacher who says everything is mithya, Brahmaiva Satyam, I am Satyam, everything mithya. Every day he talks this. And now that guy was the first one to see this elephant, because he's the one who is alert in the whole gang. He's the only one alert. And he is much more pragmatic. He is not worried or anything, His eyes and ears are always open. And the fellow saw the elephant and he said, "Elephant!" ran away. He was the first one to run away. He cried elephant and ran away. So when he ran away, and of course all others followed him. And now when the king came to a place, a safe place, and then as he was sitting there, this guy, this Advaita Acharya was waiting for this. So Advaita, the dualist. So the dualist came up to him and said, "Maharaj," means, "O king, did you see who was the first to run? Did you see?" "Yes, I saw." "Who was that?" "Oh, that Advaita Acharya." "Ah." "What does he teach?" "Everything is mithya. He is the only Satyam. Elephant is mithya according to him." Why did he run for the mithya? It is all words. There is no truth in this. When it comes to brass tacks, everything dwindles. There is no Advaita. When it comes to an elephant, Advaita disappears. When it faces an elephant, Advaita becomes a rat. So this fellow, till then he was Advaitic brat. Now he became a rat, ran away from the elephant. Think of that. So even a rat perhaps will manage to face the elephant, but not our Advaitic brat. And thus this fellow told him, and then king thought, that is true. This fellow has been bluffing me all this time. He has been telling, I am Satyam and everything else is mithya. How come he ran like this for his life? So he called him. Aye, Maharajji, aye. The Maharaj came. Then, the teacher also is called Maharaj, okay? So Maharajji, 3 fellows are called in Maharaj in India. So 4 fellows are called. A teacher is called Maharaj. A king is called Maharaj. A barber is called Maharaj. And a cook is called Maharaj. And therefore, in Gujarat, a cook is called Maharaj. If he's a Brahmin cook, he's called Maharaj. And so 4 fellows. Swamis are called Maharaj. So he called Maharaj. Maharajji, aye. Aya. He came. Then he asked him, so, did you see the elephant first? Yes, I was the first one to see the elephant. And did you cry elephant and ran? Yes, I was the first one to run. And everybody followed me. I am the guru. Everybody follows me. But you said everything is mithya. Yeah, everything is mithya. That means elephant is mithya. Yeah, elephant is mithya. Then why did you run for mithya? Why did you run for mithya? Maharaj, when did I say my running is satyam? When did I say my running is real? I never said Atma runs. I never said tad ejati, tad naijati. Therefore, I always naijati. In fact, Atma never runs. It never runs. I never ran. When did I run? Did I ever tell you running is real? I never said running is real. So gacchannapina gacchati, davannapina dhavati. Even though I jump, I don't jump. Atma doesn't jump around. So, and therefore, for a mithya elephant, there was a mithya running. Understand that. Advaita, this is Advaita. Advaita is not verbal. It is not talk. It is real. All the way it is real. For the Advaita, for a mithya elephant, there is a mithya fear or a mithya running. Mithya running. And he enjoyed that running. He enjoyed that running. And he was happy that he was the first one to see that elephant. That is, in fact, only an Advaitin is a practical fellow. Nobody else. He only knows how much real is the world. Nobody else knows the world as it is. He's the only one. He's the one who is not lost in details. And he deals with the world in terms of reality. He's the only one who concerns himself with the realities of life. He doesn't speculate. He wants to see how much is the real what I confront. How much I am real. So he is the one who is objective, who is dispassionate. That's why we call him a rishi. Rishi means the one who knows what it is all about. And therefore it's a matter of dealing with realities. And therefore elephant has a certain degree of reality, and for that something is to be done, it is done. It is done. That's why this is Sishyacharya. They are, even the disciple guru also is as unreal as everything else. And therefore he says here, so upashanta jagat jiva Sishyacharya Brahmam. So upashanta, so this upashantam Brahmam. So this Brahma is something upashanta. Upashanta means resolved. This Brahma, this delusion, this false isolation, this false division, such as this is world, I am Jiva, Jagat Jiva, Jagat and Jiva, I am individual. In the world, this division, Jiva Jagat division, Sishyacharya division, I am a disciple, this is teacher, and that division. So I am Jiva, this is Ishvara, Karanam, Brahman is Karanam, Ishvara, that division, Jagat Ishvara division, Jiveshvara division. So I am the individual, the Lord is Brahman is Lord, etc. All this division, upashanta, upashantaha. So this Brahmaha, upashantaha isminne. So tat upashanta Ishvara Brahmam, swatas siddham, anadyantam, paripurnam, aham maha. He says all these, so in which Brahman, in which Atma, all these Brahma's delusions, delusory divisions are resolved. Upashanta, Jagat Jiva, Sishyacharya Brahmam Yat. And again, so Anadyantam. Anadyantam means it has neither beginning nor end. Anadyantam, not bound by time. Swatasiddham. How do you recognize this? I say, it is yourself. It doesn't require any awareness to recognize. Everything else is to be recognized by that awareness. That awareness is behind every recognition, whereas itself doesn't require any pramana for its being there. It is swatasiddham, as I told you, self-evident, self-existent, swatasiddham, then anadyantam. And what is it? Paripurnam. So paripurnam, paritaha purnam, it is something that is always purnam. It is not temporarily purnam. Everybody is temporarily purna. Purna means full. Temporarily you are full. Whenever you are happy, you are full. But paripurnam, that which is always the whole, and which whole is experienced by you in a moment of joy, that paripurnam. Mahaha means the limitless aham, limitless Brahman, aham asmi, I am. This is the original sentence. What he said, aham asmi sadabhami kadachinnaham apriyaha brahmaivaham siddham satchidananda lakshanam. Then lastly, he concludes, Lakshmidhara kave suktihi Sharadamboja Sambritaha Advaita Makarandoyam Vidvat Bringair Nipiyatam. So, this Advaita Lakshmidhara Kavehe Saradombuja Sambrita Sukti Advaita Makarandoyam Vidvat Brimgaihi Nipiyatam Nitaram Piyatam. Let this Makaranda, Advaita Makaranda. Makaranda is the honey. Advaita honey is Hanivat Ishtatvat. Like honey, it is something desirable. That is why you call your beloved honey. And so honey, you see, so honey you call because Madhuvat Ishtatvat. So when you are angry, you don't call honey. So it's different. You are angry, so you don't call her honey and then angry, you know. So or when you are angry, you don't call her honey. What did you do? You don't say. Then you call. Then you call the name. You call name. Sometimes plural, okay? And so Advaita Makarandoyam. Advaita Makarandoyam. So Hanivat Ishtatvati. So like even, so honey, how honey is one thing that is desirable. Nobody can say, I hate honey. Nobody says that. So you try anywhere. Honey, you may not take whole lot of honey, but nobody can say, I hate honey. That's why they use the word honey for this. And so, Hanivat Ishtatvati, Madhuvat Ishtatvat, Hanivat Ishtatvat. So, Madhuvat Ishtatvat. And I think it is Sanskrit inside. So, Madhuvat Ishtatvat, it is like Madhu means honey. So, Makaranda being like honey, Ishtatvat, highly desirable. Therefore, Advaita Makarandoyam. Everybody loves Advaita. Nobody wants division. Nobody wants any isolation. Everybody wants only the fullness, the completeness. And therefore, so Advaita Makarandoyam, Vidvat Bringaihi Nipiyatam. So this Vidvat Bringaihi, by those bees, honey bees, who are Vidwans. Vidvat Bringaihi. Vidvamsaha here Bringas. Bringa means honey bee. So Vidvat Bringaihi, Shatpadaihi, Nipiyatam. So let those people who have got Viveka, you know, honey bee has got 6 legs. Similarly, the one who has got the 5 senses and Buddhi, Viveka, that is the 6th one. The one who can use his perceptive ability, one who can think properly. So that person, Shatpadas, they are called. So this Vidvat Bringaihi, so the one who has got those perceptive capacities, so thinking powers, vichara, inquiry powers, so let by all of them, let it be Nitaram Piyatam, let it be again and again, until one understands what it is all about. This will again and again, Nitaram Piyatam, until one understands this very clearly. Atasiddham Aham Brahma Satchidananda Lakshanam. So until it becomes clear to him, so let them again and again go to this flower which holds this Makaranda. What are the flowers? Each verse is a flower. And each verse is a flower. And so here it says, or all together make a flower, we can say. Each verse is a flower. So this, in this flower of Advaita, so which is the words of Lakshmidhara Kavi. Kavi means the one Krantadarshi. The one who is capable of seeing things clearly is called Kavi. Lakshmidhara is the name of, Lakshmidhara means the one who is the name of the person. The Lord Narayana Vishnu is called Lakshmidhara. The one who has Lakshmi with him always, Shakti with him always. He is called Lakshmidhara, Lord Narayana. So that is the name of the person. Lakshmidhara Kavi, Kavehe. So this Sukti, this well said, the well said lotus, the well said lotus, which is born, the autumnal lotus. The atom, in the atom, the lotus born is very fragrant. So in the fragrant lotus, so what is, there is in every lotus, there is the honey, and that honey is the essence of the teaching, that Atasiddha Maham Brahma, Satchidananda Lakshana. There are so many arguments, but the end is what? Aham Brahma, Satchidananda Lakshanam. Aham Brahma Satchidananda Lakshanam. Aham Brahma Satchidananda Lakshanam. This one, this nectar, Nipiyatam, Nitaram Piyatam. One thing I said I will tell you, it is this. Not that these things I didn't want to tell you. I said, so one thing, so what I want to tell was this, that in this, if you analyze, this is a very important thing to note. There is not much to say, but in the light of what I have said, just to draw your attention to something. Doesn't take time, but your attention I'd like to draw. If you see the style of this book, the style itself is the teaching, is the method of seeking. The very style of this book. This is the typical traditional teaching is like this. The Shruti makes a statement. You are Satchidananda. These words are real. It talks that you are Ananda, you are Sat and Chit. Okay. Now, if this is the Shruti's teaching, the vision, then all verses that followed the first verse, the second verse, which is in fact Ahamasmi Sada Bhami, that's why I repeated every day that one sentence. Ahamasmi Sada Bhami, Kadachin Apriyaha. I hope you have got by heart. What is that? Next one. Brahmaivaham Atasiddham Satchidananda Lakshanam. Now tell me, Ahamasmi Sada Bhami, Kadachin Apriyaha, Brahmaivaham Atasiddham Satchidananda Lakshanam. Repeatedly every day, purposefully, deliberately, I chanted that verse before the class. For that is the only teaching. There is nothing more the teaching has to give. Nothing more you have to learn also. That's the only thing you have to learn. Now, if this is the truth, now, you see, if this truth, Satchidananda Lakshanam, all your thinking should be what? All your thinking, should it be, either way it can be. Your thinking can be either to prove that I am not Satchidananda, or it can be to prove I am Satchidananda. Tell me now. What do you want? What do you want? You want to be Satchidananda, or you want to be Asatchidananda? If you want Satchidananda, now your whole thinking should be such. It should help you. All your thinking should be such. It helps you how you are Satchidananda. In life, this is coming to brass tacks of your day-to-day life. In life, you are bound to have, in day-to-day life, you are bound to have reactions, frustrations, your attempts being not successful. There are a lot of things in day-to-day life, there are a lot of things to do. And so all these are, so that doesn't mean that nobody is an unqualified student to be oneself. To be yourself, who is qualified, who is not qualified, I say. Who is qualified, who is not qualified? You are yourself. I am not telling that you have to learn calculus or anything. So to be yourself, what qualification you require? You don't require any qualification. You are yourself. So nobody is unqualified in this. Everybody is qualified enough. In fact, everyone is already there. What is qualification, idiotic? So you are already there, Brahman. But then, now naturally, so when there are, I don't say that the mind is always, everybody's mind is very composed. I don't say that. The mind is not that composed. The mind is neither it is decomposed, okay? So, I get ideas. So mind is composed sometimes and it is disturbed sometimes. And composed, and you love composure anyway. If the mind is disturbed, you don't want to be further disturbed. You want to compose. Every object, they say, once upon a time they were telling, tends to become, tends to increase the entropy, that it tends to go into disorder, which is not true. I would say Every object tends to. But then, because if it is myself a conscious being, I tend to bring order. There is a tendency to, for a disorder, but I always tend to bring order. Whether it is in my table, at least, if there are a lot of things are there, and even though I have no time to really pile them up neatly and all that, organize them, I put a cover and make it neat. And so I put a sheet on the top of it so that everything is clean, at least it doesn't disturb me. And and therefore, what I do, if there are a lot of letters are there, I bundle them up and keep them on my suitcase underneath so that I don't see that. Until the time comes when I will see that. Well, therefore, what I say, this is something. Now, there is always a love for order. You want to have your room always in order. And so it's not that the fellow keeps the room in disorder. He wants it that way. If somebody were to come and then to put it in order, he likes it. As long as he thinks he can pick up again, okay? And so he likes it all right. And therefore, everyone wants to have order. Similarly here also, the mind is now not composed. The tendency is to bring it to order. The love is always bring it to order. If that is the natural love for everyone, you tend towards that order. The order is the relationship. Between Satyam and Mithya is order. Between Satyam and Satyam, if Mithya becomes Satyam, there will be disorder. If Mithya is Satyam for you, it is always disorder. Between Satyam and Mithya, there is always order. I am Satyam, and the thought is Mithya, and there is order. In that awareness, there is order. Therefore, when our tendency is to condemn ourselves, always. There is always a tendency, this is because of wrong thinking. We always try to judge ourselves that I am not that good at all. I don't think I can ever make it. I am restless. I am agitated. I am desperate. Swamiji, you say I am Satchidananda, I am desperate. When will I become Satchidananda? You will never become Satchidananda. You are Satchidananda. Therefore, what should be your attitude? What should be your approach to this? The approach should be, all your thinking should be to prove why I am not restless, how I am Satchidananda. All the thinking should be to prove I am free. I don't depend upon anything, neither on God or any person or any situation. I am a free person and I freely relate to people. I enjoy thereby every relationship, and therefore I enjoy having a child. I enjoy having what you call husband or wife. I enjoy having a job. I enjoy having a world so to deal with. That is a fact. That is a fact. And all thinking should be to help me see that fact. Is it not true? That's how one tends to have anyway. Everyone wants that anyway. And therefore, all my thinking should be spent only to see how my otherwise thinking, opposite thinking is wrong. We spend our energy and time and all our ingenuity. So we command to prove how I am restless. We rack up our brain. We rack up all the subconscious or whatever, and then bring up with ideas. We dig into our past and prove that, oh, mother was responsible. We try to find out causes. Mother was responsible for my lot. So society was responsible for my lot. Or somebody is responsible for my lot. I say, your lot has never worsened at any time. Your lot has always been Satchidananda. And it's not verbal. Your lot has always been freedom. That is the reason why, in spite of all your problems, you did discover moments of joy. And that is because you cannot even hide yourself. No cloud, however somber cloud it is, however dark cloud it is, it can cover the sun forever, because cloud is not stationary. It has to move, and it keeps moving. If you go on looking at the sun, however cloudy the day is, you will see the sun, because the cloud is not stationary. It moves away, and another cloud body of cloud comes in between, how can you miss the sight of sun? You will see the sun, because there is one above. Even if the sun is not seen, there is always a silver lining around the clouds. How can you miss that sun? And similarly, in spite of all your conclusions against yourself, all those forms of logic that everybody has got, that how I am different, and my life, Swamiji, you don't know. They say that, you don't know, Swami, you don't know. So what all I've gone through, you don't know. I don't know. And so in spite of all that, you do pick up a moment of joy, because even you cannot hide yourself. Understand that? You cannot hide. Even you cannot hide. Even the most tragic life, the fool says that my life has been a tragedy after tragedy, and therefore my whole life is a tragedy. Even that guy cannot hide himself forever. And therefore, so it is your lot has always been the same. There is no lot for you. In fact, there is a lot for you. The whole creation is a lot. What a lot! I mean, there is a lot more, in fact. And so a lot known, a lot more to know. What else you want? What a lot! So what a lot! It is a lot, really. And therefore, you've got a good lot. And besides that, you don't require a good lot to be happy, to be full. You require yourself, and you are very much there. And therefore, my entire thinking should be such. It helps me see how I am Sat and Chit and Ananda. The fear of death is opposed to Sat. Fear of ignorance and lack of clarity, etc., it is opposed to Chit. And fear of then the experience of dukkha, sorrow, frustration, it is opposed to Ananda. And therefore, my entire tarka, my entire vichara should be such, it helps me see how I am Sat and Chit and Ananda. You will find, and the three words really will cover all forms of problems that people have got. The varieties of fears that you have got, they will all come under either Sat or Chit, or they are opposed to either Sat or Chit or Ananda. And therefore, Aham Satchidanandaha. So that is the Shruti Mata. That is the Shruti Mata. Shruti Mata means the vision of the Shruti, the vision of the teaching. Therefore, Shruti Matas Tarko Anusandhiyatam. Shruti Matas Tarkaha Anusandhiyatam. So you must follow the Shruti Mata Tarka. By what reasoning? It helps you see. That reasoning was given all this book. So Ahamasmi Sada Bhami, Kadachin Naham Apriyaha. That is the original logic. And afterwards all objections have been met with. And every time it was proved. Ata Siddham Aham Brahma Satchidananda Lakshanam. Even if you come up with a new objection, find out how I am Satchidananda. That is fun. And that resolves the problem. Understand? So this is what the seeking is. This is the discipline. This is the discipline that one undergoes. That discipline brings in all other disciplines. If you are free inside, you will find spontaneously you are virtuous too. Values you need not practice. Values are practiced by. They become very natural to you. If the vichara is maintained, value practice becomes very natural. Because you are free. Behind every wrong action, there is a small fellow. You must know. Behind every wrong action, there is a small fellow. There is a frightened fellow. There is an unhappy fellow. There is a frustrated fellow. There is an angry fellow. So that is the fellow who becomes violent, etc. There is a small fellow, and the small fellow is the imp of that small fellow. He is that guy. He is always that is the fellow who is behind every wrong action, an action against dharma. And my whole vichara, my whole thought life, so is towards the discovery. My day-to-day experiences help me discover, in fact. In fact, if I have unsavory experiences, experiences which are not very desirable experiences. They only help me resolve any possible conclusion that I can make against myself being Satchidananda. Well, so that those conclusions I will resolve them by proper inquiry. This is how you get clarity. Clarity doesn't come just by time. Of course, brings clarity when I say in time. I hope is that you do vichara. Experiences in life provide you occasion to do vichara, and thereby clarity takes place. The clarity takes place, and so this vichara, the whole grantha, the whole book is vichara grantha. It's a grantha. A grantha means a book, shastra, which helps you do the vichara. And so this would be the proper attitude. So towards yourself, all the tarka, all your thinking processes should help you discover that how I am all right, not how I am not all right. Okay? How I am not all right. You see, once you say how I am not all right, then there will be a lot of manipulators outside in the world. There are a lot of gurus walking around, I tell you. When you have got already a conclusion you are not all right, they will immediately come there, you will say, you are not all right. They say, yes, I am not all right. Then you subject yourself for manipulation. There are a lot of people, unscrupulous manipulations are there in the world, and therefore you become someone who is manipulated by some of those people who themselves don't know that when they manipulate, they don't know. They are allowing themselves to be manipulated. Action and reaction are both equal and opposite. When you think you are manipulating, you are also manipulated by the same process, because you are yielding yourself to your own fear and insecurity. And therefore, that makes you only more insecure. A manipulator is frightened always, and that's why he manipulates. And therefore, so nobody is benefited in this. So if your thinking is towards finding out how I am all right, and whole thought life is lived like that, and there is nothing to complain. And next time when I meet, well, I need not make a joke to make you laugh. Okay? Thank you very much. And thank you.